I spend all this money to buy land and it just sits there doing absolutely nothing? What if I get stuck with a property and I can't use it the way that I want? What if I pay way too much for that dirt and it ain't even worth it? What if I can only buy land close to me and I miss out on better land somewhere else? What if that property looks amazing, but I find out later there are hidden problems I didn't even think about? What if the bank won't finance me and I end up trapped with land I can't afford? Whoa. Sounds like you have a scary case of the what ifs. You're not alone. These are the fears that keep many would-be landowners like you from ever pulling the trigger on buying land. And honestly, I get it. They sound horrifying. But here's the truth. Every single one of those fears sounds real on the surface, but falls apart once you actually understand how land works. In this video, we're gonna rip those fears apart one by one. I'll show you how smart buyers like you and me turn those scary what ifs into glorious yeses. Sorry, I get a little excited. I mean, heck yeses. Heck yes moments. Fear number one, you can't make any money with land. People say land is pointless because it just sits there, not making any money. Sure, if you buy it without a plan, that can be true with anything. But think about it. Land is literally the foundation of everything. Homes, businesses, farms, factories, schools, even nations. None of it exists without land first. It all starts with dirt. You get that, right? That's power. Truth, all land can serve a purpose. Problem, too many buyers jump in with vague dreams, wild fantasies, and zero plan, or worse, no clue about what they're legally allowed to do on the land. Land isn't lazy. Far from it. It can hustle for you if you know how to put it to work. Lease it to a farmer, rent it to hunters, let a billboard company pay you, own it free and clear, finance it to another buyer, and collect payments like the bank. No clogged toilets, overflowing bathrooms, no angry tenants calling at midnight, no pesky termites eating through rafters, just cash flowing to your bank account. Even if you do absolutely nothing, land has an amazing way of appreciating over time, often outpacing inflation. So sometimes even not having a plan and just sitting on the dirt makes you wealthier. Take Javier. He just finished paying off 2 lots that he bought through us a few years ago. Today we sell those same size lots in that exact area for about double what he paid. Even after 5 years of interest, taxes, and fees, he's sitting on nearly twice the equity. His land quietly hustled for him while he lived his life. Hey, if this video is helping you on your land buying journey, please like and subscribe now. Also, share it with someone you know who needs some guidance in buying land. That small act lets us know that we're doing a good job for you, and it also helps us grow. So go on, hit that button there. Yep. And that other one over there. Thank you. Amazing. Fear number 2, you should only buy land in your backyard. I was paralyzed by this fear for way too long. It actually kept me from buying my first property for years. Living in South Florida, there was no way I could afford land around my home. That doesn't mean the opportunities weren't out there. Florida has plenty of paths of progress in other regions, and so do other states. People think you can only buy land in your backyard, that if you can't drive to it in 30 minutes, it's off limits. Now, visiting land in person can be helpful. I still do it sometimes because my family enjoys walking the property. But here's the truth. It ain't necessary. There are countless tools, services, and professionals that can inspect and evaluate property for you. And this is actually easier to do with vacant land than with houses or buildings. These days, I don't need to hop in a car. I use Google Earth, Google Maps, and even Google Street View. Yes, we're Google fans. For pro-level detail, I lean on LandGlide and DataTree. And don't forget, county websites usually have up-to-date plat maps and zoning info sitting there for free. So don't fall into the trap of thinking you're limited to land within driving distance. With the right tools, due diligence, and a reputable seller, you can confidently buy property anywhere and do it smoothly. Fear number 3, you can't do anything you want with your land. You might think that buying land is like buying your own kingdom. Build what you want, live how you want, no questions asked. Sounds great, right? But here's the truth. That ain't how it works. Unless your land is like way out in the sticks, like the only internet out here is Starlink, there will always be rules. And the closer you are to cities or populated areas, the stricter those rules get. Here's one we hear nonstop. Can I just park my RV and live on the land? We sell a lot of property in Florida, and that question comes up all the time. By the way, if that's you, I made a full video called Want That Wild and Free RV Life on Your Florida Land? I'll link it in the description. In it, we actually teach you how to use zoning laws to make RV life possible. The secret, land ownership does give you flexibility, but only if you know the rules. Zoning isn't a scary barrier. It's a roadmap to freedom. Once you know the zoning, you know exactly what's possible on that lot. Here's a pro tip. Make sure your seller gives you zoning info, and if they don't, call the county planning office. 5 minutes on the phone with them can save you years of regret. They know the rules better than anyone, and most are eager to help. Margot called us one Saturday night, ready to smash the buy button on a gorgeous 2-acre property. Cash in hand, building plans set for next quarter. On paper, it looked perfect. But here's the reality. That lot was zoned recreational only for the next 2 to 5 years. Great for hunting and camping, not so great for her dream build. Instead of letting her burn cash, we stopped the deal cold and we found her another lot that matched her vision. Today, she's building her dream project, and we gained a client for life. That's so nice. I love a happy ending. Cringe. Fear number 4, buying land is just too complicated. Does this scare you too? Yes, there are things you need to check. Road access, utilities, permits, flood zones, zoning rules. It can sound overwhelming at first, but here's the secret. Once you tick those boxes on your checklist, land is actually way simpler than houses. No leaky roofs, no midnight tenant calls, no busted furnaces, no complicated insurance. Land behaves itself, even while it hustles. Land is naturally resilient. Nobody's sneaking off with your land in the middle of the night. And if someone ever tries squatting on it, one call to the sheriff, problem solved. Feels better now, right? That's because owning land brings you peace of mind. Fear number 5, you can't get financing for land. You're not wrong. It's way harder to get traditional bank financing for land. That's not a curse. It's a blessing in disguise. With houses, everyone's got their hand in the cookie jar. Realtors, brokers, lenders, title companies. That's 5 to 15% in fees gone. With land, deals are way more flexible and creative. If you've got enough cash, you can aggressively negotiate directly with sellers. If you don't, seller financing is a fantastic option. You can skip the mountain of fees, keep closing simple, and get started for just a few $100s down and a few $100 a month. Here's a little known fact that makes my buyers super happy. We even set up auto pay for you so you don't have to think about it. Set it and forget it, baby. Take my guy Keith. He picked up 2 lots with seller financing. We set him up on auto pay, and 5 years later, without missing a single beat, he owns them free and clear. Here's my favorite part. The average car payment in America is $749 a month. So for less than a car payment, you could own an acre of your own, a weekend getaway, a future retirement cabin, something real and lasting. Cars wear out, cars rust, and they lose value as soon as you drive them off the lot. Land, it lasts forever, and its value appreciates. Fear number 6, you don't know how to price land. Here's the scary part. Pricing land isn't like pricing a house or a building. With houses, it's pretty easy to figure out the value. Most sales are public record. Agents, brokers, banks, they all have to disclose details. So you can pull comps and get a decent idea of what a house is worth. But land, totally different game. Lots of deals are private. And since dirt can be used for 100 different things, hunting, camping, farming, development, it's way harder to pin down one true price. Value is more about what it's worth to you and the seller. But here's the upside. Because land isn't priced like houses, there's lots of room for negotiation. Buyers and sellers often find deals that work out beautifully for both sides. In our world, that usually means everyone walks away happy. Carlos called us worried he'd overpaid for a 2-acre lot he wanted for weekend camping. Zillow had nearby land listed for almost double the price we were offering, and it made him nervous. After we walked him through the differences, access, zoning, and the owner financing, he realized he wasn't overpaying at all. He was actually getting a great deal for his purpose. 2 years later, Carlos uses that land almost every weekend with his kids. For him, the value isn't just in dollars, it's in memories. There you have it, the 6 biggest fears folks have about buying land. If you have ever felt some of those fears yourself when considering your land purchase, congratulations, you're human. Every future landowner goes through them. But hopefully, now you see that those fears aren't walls to stop you. They're speed bumps that you can roll right over once you know what to do. Land isn't mysterious. It isn't out of reach. The truth is, land is the most real, lasting, and powerful asset you can own. No roof to leak, no car that breaks down and loses value, just dirt, the foundation of homes, businesses, schools, and even nations. Land is freedom. Land is security. Land is legacy. So don't let fear keep you from your future. Even re-watch this video when doubts creep back in. Use it as your roadmap to cut through the noise. When you're ready to take that big step, check us out at lotsofsunshine.com or give me a call at 954-639-4938. It's our mission to make land easy and affordable so you can invest in your dreams. By the way, if you want to learn more about the hidden traps even the most experienced buyers fall into, check out this video. It's 8 minutes that can save you thousands.